Well, hi Leos! Welcome to Universal Guidance Tarot. It's time for your weekly reading. I have shuffled these cards very well. I'm going to shuffle them just a few more times. This is a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be in the middle of the first part of the reading. So Leos, let's find out what you can expect coming up in your life. If this reading resonates, it's probably your reading. If it does not resonate, it probably is not your reading. I suggest checking your moon sign because that is your private and emotional self. So, let's see what we have here. There you are, Leo. King of Wands, fire sign. You know, all these cards are male or female. Up here, in the center of the reading, this is the surrounding energy. Ten of Wands, you've been carrying a burden. You've been carrying a heavy burden too. See how hunched over? But that burden can only be carried so long. So what this is telling me is I think you're getting ready to drop a burden here. So let's read on. Let's find out why that Ten of Wands surrounds your entire reading. Up here in your highest energy is the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is air, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Might be strong in your chart or someone else's chart around this reading. But most importantly, the energy of this card, this is about seeking the truth, speaking the truth, with your guard up, with your sword up. Swords are about truth and clarity, so you reach out for it, and you speak it. And it has to do with this burden because these are the two highest energy cards in your entire reading. So the Queen of Swords is facing the Empress. This is your energy. I think you're trying to stay true to yourself, and this is what you're trying to explain, it feels like. And it's become a burden in trying to stay true to yourself in whatever's going on here, because we just got started. But the Empress is Libra, so we have two for Libra, or Taurus. One of those might be strong in your chart or in someone else's chart around this reading. But the Empress, if you are a parent, you're an excellent parent. Every once in a while, it could have something to do with pregnancy. But the energy is like you are beautiful inside. You have some lovely qualities about you. You are kind, thoughtful, considerate, understanding, generous, and I can go on and on. So whoever you invite into your life that you can actually spend maybe the rest of your life with must have a lot of those same qualities, or you won't mesh. You won't be happy unless they do have a lot of those same qualities, male or female, like I say. So you want to talk about how you are feeling or how this burden is affecting you, okay? And you're seeking truth over this. You have been in this state of healing. This is a card for healing in the tarot deck. It's very spiritual. See the stained glass windows. But this is about, like, when you spend time alone, it could be seeking advice from the universe by praying. You could be meditating. But you're looking for truth and clarity. This is the Four of Swords. So there's more swords. And it is about what are you going to do to resolve this burden that you're carrying. It's a heavy load for, it's taking away from who you are, and you need to do something. I have the Eight of Pentacles under the Queen of Swords. So this is focusing, working, building on security, stability, and groundedness. So this is under the Queen of Swords. I think this is part of what you want to talk about, and it's becoming a burden. I feel like maybe you're putting in more work than whoever else is involved, whoever you're speaking to here. Because this is right under that Queen of Swords, your strongest energy. So, and it is right next to the burden. So I feel like all this work you're putting in is now becoming a burden for whatever reasons. We just got started. I have the World card here, right on the other side of the Ten of Wands and under the Four of Swords. You're entering a new life cycle, so you are going to drop these wands. And it is going to be because you bring up, this conversation that's filled with truth and clarity. So you're going to enter a new life cycle from all this healing. I think this time that you've spent alone, you've kind of did some soul searching, and you've come up with ideas on how to handle this matter. And so you go forth, and you will end up entering a new life cycle. Under the Eight of Pentacles is the King of Cups. This is water. This would be Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer that might be strong in your chart or in someone else's chart around this reading. Now, did I mention the Empress could be Libra or Taurus? Maybe. I mean, that's what the Empress can be, but it's the energies that are most important in the whole reading. So the King of Cups, this is under working, focusing, building on security, stability, groundedness. King of Cups has a giant cup of love. This is your energy. Whether, the water sign is someone else or not, this is your energy. You have a huge cup of love. And that's why you've been working and building and focusing on stability and security. But the King of Cups here now is pulling back that cup of love a bit because you need answers. Because something is becoming a burden. I feel like with this Eight of Pentacles that you are doing most of the work in a relationship here. So in dropping this burden, and next to the King of Cups, I have the Three of Cups. You're going to have a meeting of the minds. You will come together on what is going on here. I don't see a separation. I see that actually this conversation is going to really help out your relationship. It's going to bring joy back in, and you're going to be able to hand this cup that you've been pulling back on out again. I have the King of Wands right next to the Three of Cups and right under the new life cycle. So it's like you've been in this for a while, and because of bringing it up and it's truthful conversation and the kind and beautiful person that you really are, you are going to move forward. This is your card, Leo. Fire. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but this is going to be your card. You're holding on to that staff of fresh starts and new beginnings. You're looking right at this like a reconciliation. So you get things cleared up. You get things worked out. So you can drop those wands and move forward. Your hand is on your hip, and you will be entering a new life cycle with whoever this is you're having a conversation with. Now, the other person probably does have a lot of the same qualities as you. The other person might have Libra or Taurus in their chart someplace. Let's take out the second part. Find out more about what is going on here. Those want to come out. So, just like that. Ooh, okay. Oh yeah, it looks like you've been... Okay, let me start with the Hangman. The Hangman is seeking enlightenment. Okay, it's next to all this healing and soul searching that you've been doing. So this is, the head is lit up. This is enlightenment. So I look around the Hangman. Yeah, the universe knows that you've been soul searching. You've been gathering up your swords of truth and clarity. You've been confused about the love. This is the Queen of Cups. So you got the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. You might be soulmates. And if you're soulmates, your relationship was probably, you thought, based on love. Excuse me. Famous cough during our reading every time, I swear. Almost every time. But the Queen of Cups is trying to peer in those little windows, the lid on that cup. Okay, this is the only cup in the deck with a lid. And this tells me that you have questions about the love. And the answers are all in that cup. And that's what the Queen's trying to do, is get the answers. So you're seeking answers. Enlightenment, okay? It's the conversation that enlightens you. And you're suspecting something. This is what's become a burden. You're wondering if they really want to be in this relationship or not. Because like I said, I think you feel like you're putting in all the work. Excuse me. So it feels like you're putting in all the work on this relationship, and so you're wondering, are they in or are they out? So the Knight of Wands is an energy that runs in and out. Maybe they do run in and out of your life right now. Maybe that's what's causing the confusion on the love. Under the Hangman, I have the Five of Cups. So yeah, the universe knows you're disappointed. You're looking at spilled cups here. But this is what I call the card of hope. There's two cups right behind this figure right here. So what you need to do is turn around for this to work out, and it looks like it is going to work out, and see the two full cups of love. They're still there. You still have love for each other. It's just that right now, this burden has you pretty disappointed and just kind of down in the dumps over whether or not they really want to be in this relationship. But I have the Knight of Cups here on the other side, on the back side here, next to those full cups of love and under the Queen of Cups. No, they're sincere. They are sincere. And they're going to make it clear that they're sincere about their relationship with you. Okay? So that's with the Knight of Cups. They have a cup that with nothing in it, just like with the Three of Cups. So there's lots of room for love. Just like with the King of Cups, lots of room for love. So, right next to the Knight of Cups is the Ace of Swords. This is where this is the truth that you're seeking. See, the sword is like magnified. It's about their energy. Are you in or are you out of this relationship? That is the question. That's what you need clarity about to drop those wands that surround this entire reading. Well, it looks to me like they're in. Yay! So under the Five of Cups is the Nine of Pentacles. This is about being secure and stable and grounded, on being single. And I think this is what you're thinking, that they want to stay single. That maybe they're more secure just being, not non-committal, okay? This is where all the confusion. So this is why you're down in the dumps about love, looking at spilled cups, because you're thinking they want to be single and they might want to, play the field. So here's all the confusion right next to the Nine of Pentacles and right under the Knight of Cups. But all these cups here, they have something else in them, the Seven of Cups. So this is the reason why you're confused, because you're thinking that this cup over here, wherever, right here, Knight of Cups, that they're offering you has something else in it, that something else is more important than your relationship, and they're not really focused on it like you are. So that's why other relationships have fallen apart. It's just confusion. That's what it is. With all these cups of love, you're like, do I have another one of those cups? Is that who they are? They have one of these cups? No, I have the Knight of Cups right above the Seven of Cups. So they are sincere. And the truth will come out, but you're going to have to ask for the truth. You're going to have to get things out in the open and clear it up. And then here is the end of the pain. Here's the end of the disappointment, the end of all the suspicions, the end of thinking that they don't really want to be in this relationship. All those swords of truth and clarity will put all this burden, this Ten of Wands, to an end. So I'm going to take out one more card. The Lovers. Oh gosh, you know what? They are a divine soulmate. Please excuse the dog. She doesn't usually bark in a reading. I don't know why. This is the card for Gemini. So Gemini might be strong in your chart or around this reading. But this is your guardian angels and spirit guides bringing you together. This is a divine soulmate here. Excuse me 1 minute. Pepper, go outside and bark. She knows what that means. Bet she's not going to do it, is she? So, what they're trying to do is bring you together, like I said, with your soulmate. This is a divine soulmate, one that you've been lovers with in another life. So, this is all going to work out just beautifully. It's right on top of the Four of Swords, right on top of the Hangman. They're trying to enlighten you. This is your divine soulmate. You need to come together. They want you to come together. So all this truth and clarity that you're seeking is just going to solve whatever issues that you have on your mind. And it's probably, a lot of it I can see is them. Is they're not acting like they're committed to this relationship. And I think that this is just going to resolve that whole problem. So, wow, Leos, this is your reading. Thank you for watching Universal Guidance Tarot.